Hello everyone. We're back for another one of our video messages out to the company, and today I've got Darius McCurty, who is our corporate controller, with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about just kind of the history and evolution of Kodiak over the years. Many of you know the story, but a lot of you don't. So 12 years ago, we started the business with Barton Supply. When we launched, we had 80 employees and about $20 million of revenue. And when we started, we had this vision of really being this very decentralized, very locally led organization that really honored the legacy of the operating companies that are a part of Kodiak. And so while we still maintain the effort to do that, the way we have to go about that looks a little bit different at times. And so I wanted to kind of start out, and Darius, you've been with us for a really long time, most of the journey. Talk a little bit about what Kodiak looked like when you joined the company versus what it looks like now.
Absolutely, Steve. First of all, thanks for having me do one of these today. And to the other 6,200 of you out there, really looking forward to you all seeing this and seeing most of you in your operations here throughout the rest of the year. The team back then was very, very small. There was about 5 of us that really did all the work. That includes you. But no, there's a lot of us that did a lot of everything back then. And as we evolved over time, we've had to grow in a lot of different ways. One of those ways is really, as yourself and our chairman of the board, Paul Hilbert, really care about is safety, sending people home the way they came in. And that's a huge cultural shift from businesses when you're just running around and just trying to make ends meet. But we took a much different approach, and I appreciate that approach. And then we continue to add HR and other functional areas that all of us were becoming, what we thought were experts in, and then we bring the real experts in and figure out we were playing single A ball. And so I really enjoyed that part of the evolution of the company thus far. And to be honest, we're nowhere near done from my perspective.
So Darius, talk a little bit about just your own experience, your team. You probably were the team when you started. How has that changed? How has your career changed over the last now 10, 11 years?
Yeah.
And how has that changed for your team? What does your team look like today? And what has that meant for the organization for that evolution?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I would tell you that I wouldn't be as successful as I am without the team that I lead. Those individuals that work with me there are by far the best in the industry. I would go to battle with them against anyone out there. I think at the end of the day, what we really try to do is promote them from within. I really try to bring the team along in growth of what Kodiak is doing. If everyone recalls, we're getting ready to hit our teenage years here, so to speak, and so we're really young. And the team is really young and vibrant, and bringing that forward in the building material world, where it's a little longer in the tooth, as we all know, has been a lot of fun for me to watch those individuals grow. With all the brands that we now have under the Kodiak umbrella, it's pretty important to have that family dynamic and really understand what's making people tick. You bring the full person to work, right? And you take the full person home. And so we try to make sure that we're understanding what's going on in their lives and try to make sure that we're giving them the best opportunities to be successful.
We've talked a lot about our culture and our history, where we came from, and all those things that are non-negotiables for us, that we don't want to change, that we want to hang on to this locally led, decentralized culture that allows you as local operators to really lead the charge, and having this team that supports you, and then this collective team that we can work together to collaborate and improve over time. But let's talk a little bit about things that do change over time. As we grow and evolve, while we don't want to lose that core, we have to change a lot of the ways we do things to enable ourselves to continue to be successful, to continue to grow and improve and evolve, but to still effectively maintain that core culture. So Darius, talk a little bit about back office transformation, and one of the projects that you've been working on and that we'll continue to work on for some time here. Talk a little bit about why we're doing that, what that means, who's involved in that, and kind of where we think that can take us.
Yeah, so for those of you that have ever seen the Jetsons, we we called this Rosie the Robot at one point, but yeah, back office transformation. As we look at the business and we look to scale the business and grow the business and continue to bring on new family members, we have to figure out how to continue to do more with less and really stretch ourselves and challenge ourselves to do that. And one of the biggest things in that is optimizing processes and then figuring out ways to automate those processes. On everything that we're going to do to scale the business. And when we look at scaling our business from that standpoint, we look at your vision of how do we get from 3.5 billion to 7 to 10 to 15, and a lot of that is on us to try to help figure out. And I enjoy that part of the struggle and the battle. And I enjoy doing it with all of you out there. Everything that I come out and tour your yards and I see, I end up taking it from a yard that I visited in Dallas, Texas, and end up in Boston, Massachusetts, and we're talking through best practices, and that is what we're able to do for all of you out there. But at the end of the day, I really look forward to the $5 and $7 billion dollar marks and looking at those longer term strategies and doing that with you and the rest of you out there.
Well, Darius, thank you so much for doing this with me today and talking a little bit, reminiscing a little bit, but talking about the future as well. As you've heard, we've got a lot of really exciting plans for the future. Whether you've been with us for almost this entire journey like Darius has, or if you joined us just in the last several months, we've got an incredibly dynamic, fun team and organization that we have been doing all this together for the last 12 years, and we're excited about the future. And as Darius said, we've got big goals for growth, for new members of our team, for more companies becoming part of Kodiak, and just a really exciting, bright future. And so thanks for tuning into this day. Next time that we get together and do this, Mike Flood's going to be with me, and we're going to talk more about our culture and our values as a company and how we maintain that and carry that forward and how that really drives our success going forward. So until then, thank you very much and have a great week.